Hey friends, Kevin here, and I'm going to try to answer a question that a lot of people have, which is how long can you run a 12-volt refrigerator off of different size power stations? Now I have 4 very different size power stations here. Some of these I purchased, some of these were sent to me by the company. These are going to be power station sizes that you may be considering. And so you can make the right choice depending on the type of camping that you do. It's important to know what size power station you are going to need. Now I'm going to be referencing a standard size 12-volt refrigerator that many people carry, which is something around 20 quarts in size. When it is running, it is going to be pulling about 35 watts. And keep in mind that's going to be 35 watts per hour. Now 12-volt refrigerators do not run all of the time. They go through an on cycle and an off cycle, an on cycle and an off cycle every few minutes. So just to keep this simple, let's say that on average every hour it is pulling 20 watts. When you go shopping for power stations, a rating you're going to see is watt hours. So power stations of this size are generally somewhere between 250 and 300. And the brand doesn't matter. What we're looking at is size. So if we take this 20 watt hour average and we divide it into the capacity of this unit, this is how many hours you have. Basically, all things being equal, you would be able to get through a night with this. And then you are going to have the ability to recharge it in order to use it the next night. And if you are doing the occasional camping trip and all you're really trying to do is run your 12-volt fridge, this may work for you if you're only out for a night or two at a time. And you can keep the refrigerator plugged into your vehicle during the day, kind of keep it going as you're driving around, and use this to keep that refrigerator cold at night. If you are trying to do this on really long trips, or if you're full-time into van life, this is not going to be enough to keep you going. You are going to have a lot of problems. You are going to have problems getting it fully recharged again if you have bad weather days, a lot of different variables. So if you're doing this full time, you need to take at least one pretty good size step up to be able to run that 12-volt refrigerator all of the time. If you take a step up in size, this is going to put you in about the 600 to 800 watt hour range. This particular one is 828 watt hours. So if we divide our 20 watts an hour we need to run that fridge into this 828 watt hour capacity, you can see we are up around 40 hours that we would be able to use this. So that puts it into a day and a half, day and night solid that we would be able to run this unit, not counting any ability to recharge this during the daytime with solar panels or whatever. If you have the ability to recharge this pretty well, this size or larger should be able to run a 12-volt refrigerator all of the time. Basically 24 hours a day, as long as you can get enough solar going back into this during the daytime to keep it charged up. So moving up in size again, we have something like this Dabbsson, which is, this particular one is 1382 watt hours. So dividing our 20 into that, that puts us up into the 65 hour range that it could run this. So now we are getting into days. And as long as we have the ability to recharge this, we'll not only be able to run the refrigerator, but we'll be able to run a lot of other devices and not really have to worry about running out of power. The same thing if you move up to a monster like this. This is 2048 watt hours. So running that 20 watts per hour, this 2048 watt hour power station, that puts us easily over 100 straight hours if we had no way to recharge this. But if you're going to have a power station, especially a larger one, you're going to have solar panels, preferably on the vehicle, that will be able to put a charge back into these every day, letting you go on pretty much infinite as far as running that 12-volt refrigerator and running other devices you need. So I hope I was able to make this make sense, especially if you're a little new to this stuff. Feel free to put any questions you have down in the comments. I and others will come back and try to answer, help you out, and we'll talk soon.